Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's Restorative Yoga. So important things to take note of when you do practice Restorative Yoga, you need to be in a darker environment, quiet as much as you can, and warm. So in Restorative Yoga, once your body relaxes, your muscles in your body cools down. So you might feel a little bit too cold, unless of course you have your favorite blanket next to you. Feel free to grab it now if you don't have it. So the first few minutes I'll be talking about what you can use instead of blocks. So as you know, we use a lot of props in Restorative Yoga. And since I know not most of us doesn't have a lot of props at home. Some of us doesn't even have any. So I made sure that these poses will be ones that you can access at home, even if you don't have a lot of props. So, instead of having or using blocks, obviously, I've mentioned on my first ever live stream, you can use books. So please grab as many books as you can. And also, there are other options such as Tupperware or containers. I don't know if you do save your containers for ice creams, but I know for a fact that most of us would have Tupperware. So please grab them. You can use them as well instead of using blocks. Placing them aside for now, I'll place all the props on one side so you can see. I'm not sponsored by those ice creams. I would love to. I'm kidding. So yes, books. Place them on the side. And then for blankets, it's very important to have blankets as well. So I know not many of us would have blankets that are as thick as the ones we use in the studios. So what you can use in replacement for your blankets would be towels. So here you go. I've got all my towels here. Pretty much all the towels in the house. I brought it just in case so that my assistant, who you will be meeting soon, can feel supported. So yes, you can use them, or if you have thick blankets like a duno, please do grab it and place it close by, just in case you do end up feeling too cold. Now, what else do we need? Throw pillows. So instead of having to, grab bolsters, you always can be resourceful and you can use throw pillows that you already have at home or the ones that you use to sleep at night. So yes, placing everything is like a slumber party. It's like a book club slumber party, but we're not reading, we're just relaxing. And so there you go, all the props are around me now. Thank you everyone for joining. So today it is important for you to find that inner stillness. So it is important for you to find a place that is quiet as well. But if it's not possible, that's totally okay. Okay, so just notice what's in your surroundings and know that they are there before we begin the practice, so that once you hear them later, you're not going to be like, oh, scared. And you won't lose that inner stillness that you just created at the start. So restorative yoga, a little bit about it before we begin. It's about relaxation. Okay, so it's a little bit different than sleeping. Sleeping, we're unconscious. Restorative yoga, we're very conscious. We're going to be moving very slowly and gently in between the poses. And it is very important that you listen to your body, meaning if one pose is comfortable for you, please, you're more than welcome to stay there. You don't have to do all the poses that I will be showing you. Most of the restorative yoga poses are pretty much shavasana, but supported and held by the props. So what we want to do is bring the natural ability of our body to relax. At this day and age, especially at this time, we all need this relaxation because of what is happening around us. It's building a lot of tension in our mind, in our body, and this is perfect way to release them. With all the stresses that are happening, the friction from all these thoughts that we have coming from all different people, I know, I feel it too, and so I have been using a lot of my time practicing either yoga nidra at night when I can't sleep, restorative yoga to ground myself down, and meditation and breath work. We'll be using most of them today. And yeah, what else? In restorative yoga, we're aiming to seize the fluctuations of the mind, which is pretty much most yoga does. But here, we want you to feel that relaxed state of the mind, not forcing yourself to let go of thoughts. What we want is for you to become aware of whatever thoughts or emotions or sensations that arise and respect them without trying to change them. You just allow it. So when we do resist emotions or whatever comes up, that's when we take our mind off of the relaxation state. As well as, for example, a pose is not comfortable for you, please do take some time to readjust your props or your blocks or your cushions to make sure that you're fully supported and rested, okay? One last thing that I forgot to mention. If you have a small towel, please grab it now. We can use them as your eye pillows, because eye pillows and blankets, when you're on the restorative pose, it adds this apana vayu, which is the downward moving energy. Downward moving energy helps you to relax even more and ground you down. So now I will call in Jack, my assistant, so that my model, so that I can really fully guide you and I won't fall asleep during the class. So come on in, Jack. So Jack will be my student today. He will be mostly laying down, just like you guys. And that's why I needed him to be here, because I can't really lay down and still guide you. So what we want on the first class, oh, say hey.
Hello. Hello everyone.
So I was able to force him to come in. He didn't really want to, but lucky him, right? Private class. Now, the first pose is a back bend, as always. It's a beautiful way to open up your chest, your shoulders relax. But before we get into it, let's grab one of your towels. I would recommend the thickest towel you have. So, yes, thank you. And then we're going to be folding your towel. There's a lot of folding here in the restorative yoga. Let me just check if everyone can hear me. Beautiful. Hello everyone. I'm just making sure no one said that they can't hear me. So I'm happy that it works well. Now, so your towel, folding it in half and then rolling. Jack, can I ask you to move out a little bit because I don't think it can be seen properly. Oh, just that way on the left. Thank you. So rolling your towel, and make sure that there's no crease, because when there's crease you might feel that it is quite uncomfortable. rolling it all the way. Okay, so depending on how deep your back bend you want it to be, you can roll it this way, about 2 inches or 3 inches thick, and then place it on the top part of your mat. Now, this might not be comfortable as you go in, but the important thing is to fix everything the first few minutes you come into the pose so that you can fully relax. In restorative yoga, we hold poses for about ideally 20 minutes, but today we'll just hold it for about 10 to 15 minutes between that time so that we don't, fall asleep. Now, the other towel, if you would like, would be your head blanket. If you've been to my class, you know that head blanket always goes under your head, obviously. Now, just making sure that everything is ironed out. No crease on that head blanket. Now, that's all you need for this first one. I invite you now, Jack, to move your bum towards the mat and then extend your legs forward, flexing your feet, sitting on Dandasana, which is sitting pose. Now, before you come back down, I want you guys to grab and hug yourself. Loving kindness. No, I'm kidding. This is the first step. Jack, can you bring your hands? He never really listens to me. Now, bringing your hands underneath your shoulder blades. So the bottom of your shoulder blades, feeling the bottom of your shoulder blades, which is pretty much here. Yeah, that's where it is. Now, remember that is the part that has to be on the top of the roll of your blanket. So if you could slowly, 2 ways to get down. You can do what Jack is doing. You can bend your knees first, bring your feet flat on the ground, roll back down. Good. And then once you're on the mat, or you can bring your hands alongside the body and slowly roll back down. Now, once you're on the mat, bring your arms on cactus arms, so about this way. Good. So making sure that your arms are on the top side of the roll of your blanket. Now, how is your head? Does it feel okay, or do you want the support on your neck?
Maybe some support.
Yes, okay. So yes, it always is nice to put something under your head or your neck. The support under your head would help you feel relaxed, as you know we're going to be staying here for 10 to 15 minutes. It's very important to place something under your head if that is not comfortable for you. So I'll just place it. Okay, right back down. How does that feel?
It's good, thank you.
Better? Okay. Now, you can choose between your feet flexing, so heels towards the wall, towards your feet, or you can just relax your toes and your ankles. Now, final touch is for your eye pillow. If you have one, even better. If you don't, that's okay. We can use a small blanket or a small towel and place it on your eyes. This way you can cancel out the excess light in the room. Ta-da! You're in it now. Now, if your arms are not relaxed here, you can grab one of your books or your blankets and place it underneath your hands or your forearms. Everything has to be supported here. So if you could, as much as you can, place something underneath what's hanging. There you go. How does that feel? Is it better without it?
That's good.
Okay. Make sure it is comfortable. Otherwise, your attention will draw towards that part that is not comfortable. So as much as you can, please do readjust if you need at any time. Now I'm gonna stay here for a little bit. I invite you now to bring your awareness inwards, noticing your breath, How is your breath right now? Notice where you feel your breath most in your body. Resting your awareness there. Now, I invite you to take a deep, full breath in. And slowly exhale. We'll do that twice more. Inhale fully through your nose. Slowly exhale. One more. Inhale fully through the nose. And this round, let's hold it at the top. Hold. Hold. And exhale slowly. Now coming back to the natural flow of your breath. Watching the wave of your breath as your breath enters your nostrils, fills up your lungs, and your belly lifts. Watching your breath as it falls out, comes out through the nose. Stay here for a few more moments as you watch your breath coming in and out through your nose. Now on your next breath, see if you can scan your body, starting from the crown of your head, down to your fingertips and your toes. Checking in where in the body you might still be holding some tension or unnecessary gripping in your body. Sometimes we don't realize that we hold them. It's mostly around our eyes squinting. There's no need for that anymore. Soften the jaw. Part your lips. Maybe rest the tip of your tongue on the back of your two front teeth, just below the gum line. Soften the neck, the throat. See if you can allow your shoulders to relax even more, resting in the support of your head blanket. Tops of your shoulders resting on the head blanket. If it is hanging a little bit, I would suggest for you to move a tiny bit higher so that your tops of your shoulders are resting on your head blanket, not hanging. Noticing each and every fingertips. Soften. Arms are heavy. Relaxed. Your chest open and receptive. Your belly soft. Your back body heavy, grounded. Your hips relaxed. Checking your inner thighs. Are you engaging them? If your heels are pressing or your feet are flexing, that's totally understandable. If it is engaging, you can stay there. That way, the openness of your chest and the stretch on your abdominal muscles and the sides of your ribs comes from the action in the legs. That's totally fine. But if you would prefer this to be a little bit less active, feel free to soften in your thighs, the ankles, toes, and feet. Now tune into your breath once more and imagine you're breathing from the nose, and as you inhale, your breath comes all the way down to your feet, and as you exhale, your breath comes from your feet out through your crown of the head. A few more rounds of these long, deep, even, without sound, without pause, breaths. Gently notice where your mind is. If you find your mind drifting away, thinking about something that is outside of your body, become aware of it. It is okay that our mind does this. It will be happening again and again. It is a practice for us to calm the pull that our mind always does. All we need to do, first step, is to notice. There is two parts of the mind: the thinking mind and the observer. Most of the time, we're on the thinking mind, where we judge whatever is in our experience. When we see things, we name it. When we feel things, we judge it. We react to it. And there is the part of the mind which is the observer. We allow what is in our experience to happen, acknowledging them, noticing them, but without getting lost in them or creating stories or judging them. We allow them, just like clouds passing by in the sky, one thought at a time, one emotion at a time. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Now gently, I invite you now to bring your awareness into your physical body by noticing the backs of your body that makes contact with the floor. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Bending one knee at a time and bringing your feet back onto the floor, 1 foot at a time. Gently and moving as slow as you can and releasing as minimal effort as possible. And now gently resting on your right side like a fetal position. Take a moment here. Take a deep breath in. Notice how you feel. And gently, whenever you're ready, no rush, help yourself to press your left hand on the ground in front of your chest. The head will come up last, allowing your head to dangle. Coming up vertebrae by vertebrae into your sitting position. Now, we're going to move on to the next pose. There's 2 ways for the next pose for you to choose from. One is where back is on the mat. The pose is Supta Baddha Konasana. So butterfly legs, which is I think what Jack is doing. No, bringing your soles of your feet together. Now, option 1, you can just lay down on the mat and place, before that though, you place something underneath your knees to support you. But option 2 is a reclined version. So most of us would prefer this second one where there's something underneath your back. So what we'll do is grabbing either your ice cream box or the books to create that for you. If you could just pass me the good vibes pillow and those ones can go on your knees. There you go. Thank you. So again, making a support for your back. There you go. It's as if you have a bolster. Now placing that on top of it and some towels so that it's more comfortable for you as you lay down. Now what's important here is for your lumbar spine to be long, not arched back. So tuck your tailbone towards your heels or towards where you're facing, towards your heels, yeah. And then slowly roll back down. You can keep your knees bent towards the ceiling. Now your head, it is important for your head to be supported. So we can use another pillow for that. And rest your head. How's that feel?
Comfortable.
Good. So again, making things work as you go. Just make sure that everything is stacked properly. There you go. Look at that. Now, second thing that we need to worry about, or not worry, we need to take note of is for your arms. They have to be resting on something. They have to be supported. So, first option, arms alongside the body. If your forearms are down, then you're okay. If your elbows are lifted though, I would recommend using some books under your arms. I'll just place this here. Then you can rest the hands by his sides. And again, feel free to use, do you want this? Eye pillows or towels to cancel out the excess light. So you can really tune in inwards. There you go. One more thing. It is always nice to have that blanket, the weighted blanket on top of your hips. It would allow you to feel more grounded. So if you have that, if you would like that, that is, feel free to do it. So what I'm gonna use, what we'll use, is a towel. Placing a throw pillow under your knees also helps to feel supported, because it is important in restorative yoga for each and every part of your body to be held and supported. So whatever it is, if there's some space that you find, if it is bothering you, please fill it up with something. How are you feeling?
Me?
Yes.
I'm good.
Just allow your shoulders to fall and drape to the sides of the support of your props. Noticing where your mind is once more. And take a deep breath in. And exhale slowly. Here in Supta Baddha Konasana, a reclined one that Jack is doing. This is a very beautiful pose to release some emotional baggage that we may be holding. So hip opening poses are really a beautiful way for us to release any emotions that is probably weighing us down. So if there may be any emotions that arise while you're on this pose, know that it is normal. It is part of the cleansing process of restorative yoga. So allow when this comes. See if you can relax the thighs a little bit more. If your heels are a little too close to your hips, you'll notice it now. Your groin or your inner thighs are starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable. So feel free to move your parts of your body that feels any discomfort. The further your heels are from your hips, the less intense it will feel on your inner thighs and your groins. So feel free to readjust whenever. And again, if this is not comfortable for you at all, please don't stay here. You can either extend your legs forward and lay down with your back on the reclined props, or your legs extended, or whatever it may be that feels comfortable for you. We're here for about 2 more minutes. See if you can relax the muscles even more. the support of your props to hold you. There's no need to resist. You are safe. You are held. You are supported. Resting your awareness in the waves of your breath. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Now, I invite you to bring your hands underneath your outer thighs. And then bring and support your legs to bring them back to center, resting your knees together and separate your feet wide, wider than your hips. So creating a TP shape with your legs, so your knees are resting towards each other if that's comfortable. Otherwise, just resting here on whatever position that your legs are making. Here we're counter stretching the thighs, bringing your lower back, your lumbar spine back into its natural curvature. Resting here for another 2 minutes. Feel if there's any sensations that are arising in your body. Gently deepen your breath. And exhale, release. Now, just like what we did earlier, we're going to roll to one side if that's comfortable for you, rolling on your right side. Otherwise, the second way to get out of the pose is bringing your hands alongside your body, pressing your palms down, and tuck your chin into your chest. And roll up vertebrae by vertebrae until you come up into your sitting position. If you have anything on top of you, feel free to move them aside. Take a moment here and see and check in how you feel. Now we're going to move on to the next pose. The next pose will be a twist. So we won't be staying here for too long. So your props is already where it is, and that's pretty much what we're going to be using. But if this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can always put all the props away and just lay down on your back and bring your knees to your chest. I'll demo it for you without anything underneath your body. Just resting your head. Resting your head on a head blanket and then releasing your knees to one side. Maybe I'll use that throw pillow and rest my legs there. Your arms alongside the body on whatever position that feels comfortable for you. But if you prefer the reclined version, I invite you now to bring your left hip towards the edge of your prop. So your left hip, meaning you're facing towards the left side. Good. Good. Now, find length in the spine. Bring your hands on either sides of your left of your props. Find length in the spine. Inhale, and as you exhale, twist. Now inhale first, lengthen through the spine. Bend your knees on 90-90, meaning creating this 90-degree angle with your legs. Allow your right knee to nestle on the arch of your left foot. Now, right hand on the mat as well. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale and fold. You can rest your cheek on your pillow. Or if you wish, you can turn your head towards your left shoulder for a twist on your cervical spine. But if that's not comfortable, please don't force yourself. You can always turn it back into the other side. Now, as you can see here, or feel, because you're on the pose, your left shoulder and your left elbow might not feel comfortable at all, so you can always move that. You can walk your left hand over towards the front. There you go. And then allow your shoulder blades to part, so we're creating space between the shoulder blades as well. Now, how do you feel?
Yeah, good.
Good. Now we're going to place the eye pillow or eye blanket on that right side or exposed side of your neck. That's also an Apanivayu. And if your knees doesn't feel comfortable here, feel free to use a throw pillow between your knees. And resting there, and allow your props to support you. We're here for another minute. In twisted poses, it might be a little bit harder for you to access more capacity of your lungs. And what we want here is for you to really deepen your breath consciously until you find that beautiful, effortless breath, where it becomes natural for you to deepen the breath and even out the breath. Take a deep breath in now. And exhale gently. Head comes up last. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders once more. Press your hands down and rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, allowing everything that's on top of you to fall to one side. And now bringing your knees to point up towards the ceiling, your back of your hips towards the props. Take a moment here. Inhale. And exhale, knees over towards the right side, right hip towards the edge of your props. If your back is on the mat, feel free to just turn your knees over towards the right side. And now, bringing your hands on either sides of your mat, finding length in the spine, inhale. And as you exhale, slowly come back down. And again, readjusting your right arm towards the front. If you need to readjust the props, feel free to do so. Here we go. Your right arm can extend forward. Feel more comfortable for you. Readjust You can bend your right knee a little bit more towards your right side. A lot more. Good. If that's not comfortable, feel free to place a throw pillow between your knees. We'll be here for another 2 more minutes. On twists, we're targeting the muscles on the sides of your ribs, which can get tight when we sit a lot, or when we drive a lot, or when we do our normal day-to-day chores without noticing our posture. And this area can get tight, and when it does get tight, you're not able to access the maximum capacity of your lungs. It affects your breathing, and in turn not allow you to absorb the nutrients from your breath. So here we're targeting this area, releasing that tightness between your ribs, the muscles between your ribs, by using the breath, the pose, and the passive stretch. See if you can soften the jaw in the throat. Again, if you use the towel on one side, I invite you to use it on this side. Allow your whole body to feel supported. Gently deepen your breath. Now slowly, very gently, bringing your hands again underneath your shoulders, pressing your palms down and rolling up, allowing your head to dangle, pressing back up until you come up into your sitting position. And here we're going to stay on your sitting position for a short while. I would invite you to sit on a cushion or a book, a pile of books. This encourages your spine to lengthen. You can cross your shins in front of you, whatever sitting position that feels comfortable. What's important here is for your spine to be long, so your crown of the head reaching up as if there's a imaginary string connected to the crown of your head holding you up nice and tall. Shoulders roll up, back and relax it down, sternum lifting up. Now, you can close your eyes, or you can soften your gaze on a spot in front of you. This is called Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Now, let's tune into your breath and even out the breath. Try to make each and every breath even without making a sound, without pausing in between, if you can. I'll be counting to 4 on every inhale and counting to 4 on every exhale. Let's take a cleansing breath to prepare. Inhaling fully. Hold it. Exhale slowly. Now inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Continue with the same length of breath. And now I invite you to bring your right index finger and your right middle finger on that space between the eyebrows. Softly resting on that space, not pressing too hard. Now we will be closing your left nostril with your right ring finger and your right pinky finger. And then we will close your right nostril with your right thumb. So before we begin, let's prepare again. Inhale through both nostrils. Hold it. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Close left. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4. And release your right hand. Inhaling through both nostrils once more. Exhaling through both nostrils. Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing helps to rebalance the right and left hemispheres of your brain and calm down your nervous system. Now gently blink your eyes open, coming back to the room as we prepare you for the last final resting pose, Shavasana, most important and most awaited pose. So you have two options again. You can come into your mat with nothing on it and just grab your head blanket and place it under your head and your throw pillows to be supporting your knees. So you can choose on this one. Otherwise, if you'd like these props to support you, I invite you to make a stone hedge with your props. Especially when you are at home. Can you please pass me the book? Thank you. There. Now, I will ask you to turn around and face this way. And then placing your throw pillows face towards this way.
My stomach?
No,
Oh.
laying back. Legs on top of it.
I see.
Stone hedge. And then your back is resting on the mat. Your arms can be separated. Your important here is for your legs not to be straight. Slight bend on those knees. Oops. So that's the beauty about using your pillows at home for when you sleep is because it's a little bit more solid than this. It doesn't slide to one side, but this still works. Now, Jack. Important here is for your knees not to be straight. So maybe I'll ask you to move a little bit closer to the blocks. Good. And then rest. Now, do you want a support under your feet? This is quite important as well. So placing your feet either on rolled blankets or whatever it is that you can use to support them. How's your head? You want to support?
No, it's good.
Okay. Now, eye pillow. Your arms can be anywhere that feels comfortable for you, okay? It doesn't have to be on the sides of your body if it's not comfortable. You can always explore with your own body. Now here on your Shavasana, I invite you to check in where your mind is once more. Scanning your body from the crown of your head down to your fingertips and your toes. And again, noticing if there's any tension or unnecessary gripping that you may still be holding in the body. Again, upon Avayu, if you'd like, weighted blanket on top of your thighs. Pressing your awareness into your breath once more. Simply relax back and receive the support of the props and the mats underneath you. Enjoying the extra cushioning from your blankets. Whole front body open, receptive. Feel the expanded quality of your breath. Now I will be guiding you into a systematic relaxation. I will be mentioning parts of your body where I invite you to bring your awareness to. We'll begin on the crown of the head, the space between the eyebrows. Allow your eyes to soften, jaw, the tongue, the mouth, your throat, your neck, shoulders, center of your chest, right shoulder, right arm, right forearm, right hand, each and every fingertips, center of your right wrist joint, center of your right elbow joint, right shoulder joint, back to the center of your chest, left shoulder, left upper arm, left forearm, left hand, each and every fingertips of your left hand, center of your left wrist joint, elbow joint, left shoulder joint, back to the center of your chest. Deepen and soften your breath. Belly soft, navel, low belly, pelvic floor, your right hip joint, right thigh, right shin bone, right top of your foot, bottom of your foot, each and every tip of your toes, center of your right ankle, right knee joint, right hip joint, left hip joint, left thigh, left knee, left shin, top of your left foot, bottom of your left foot, each and every tip of your toes, back to your left ankle, left knee joint, your left hip joint, your bum, lower back, middle back, upper back, the back of your head. And now notice your whole body. Breathing in through the nose and imagine your whole body getting filled up like a balloon with air. And slowly releasing that breath, not right away, but slowly and gently. 2 more rounds of this breath. Inhale fully. Slow exhale. One last inhale. And exhale. Now just coming back to your natural flow of your breath. Resting here and noticing where your mind is. I'd like to share this beautiful quote by Rumi. She says, "Put your thoughts to sleep. Do not let them cast a shadow over the moon of your heart. Let go of thinking." Gently now begin to deepen your breath. Noticing the parts of your back body that makes contact with the ground. And whenever whenever you're ready, you can finish your practice with a full body stretch by extending your legs together towards the front. Arms reach up and overhead. Taking a beautiful big breath in. And as you exhale, gently relax your body. Bringing your knees to your chest and giving yourself a gentle hug if you wish. Resting your knees to your right side, your restorative side, the quiet side. On your fetal position. Taking a moment here and observing how you feel. And gently now begin whenever you're ready. You can even stay here as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, coming back up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Allowing your head to dangle. Taking a moment in whatever sitting position that feels comfortable for you. I invite you to join your hands together in your heart space and bow your head. Bringing into your awareness what it is, the reason behind you practicing this restorative yoga tonight. And now, I invite you to think about something you're grateful for doing this class tonight. What do you feel, or how do you feel now? And now I gently thank each and every one of you for coming today, for joining me in my class, Restorative Yoga. This is the first of many, and I hope you have a lovely good night. Sleep like a baby tonight. The light in me bows down to the light in you. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, guys. Namaste.